It's not like that. And I ask myself, well, what is the cause of the kids and the youth? Why is it that they want to kill themselves? You just said earlier about you have some kids that look at it, you look at them and they look alike. It's almost like a reflection for them to look in the mirror and they hate themselves. And for some reason, I guess I will assume the person that they're killing, they really killing themselves. And I think that concept is what is creating this anger among our youth and trying to understand, where do I fit? Why do people feel this way about me? Why am I going through this? What have I done? You know?
And I think their outlook on death in general is a lot different. You know, I remember being scared of death. Shit, I probably still am a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember being so scared of death when I was coming up that I couldn't even think about it too long or my heart would start racing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and some kids, once they realize death is a thing, they just can't. Like, it's just like, I'm not going to be here no more one day. Like, you know?
And they think they're going to die at 15 or 16.
Right. So with that mentality, they have no fear. They don't have a healthy fear of death.
Exactly.
Right. So
exactly.
Since they don't have a healthy fear of death, and you know, a lot of times they see when people die, their friends, their peers, how that person is held in such esteem that, oh, my friend died and we went and killed 4 of their friends for my one friend.
Yes.
So they look at it like, look at the power of that person's death. And they actually look to revel in the power after their death.
Right.
It's kind of, it's really, you know, sick and twisted. And the difference of kind of where my era was in the youth now is we kind of had like stupid reasons, but it was like more monetary. It was like poverty. We need this block. They want this block. They coming for us. We coming for them, you know, because we want some money. Right. Everybody was beefing over, you know, property, money,
that
drugs.
Don't belong to them.
Right. All the shit that don't belong to them. But now it's more like it's almost like a game. It's almost like tag with real weapons. Right. Like that's literally almost what it's like.
Exactly.
But because they view death in such a different way than most people.
Because they grow up thinking that they're not going to live that long.
Right.
You know, and so, but then when you think about the history of our people and what these youth have to experience, because they seem more enlightened in terms of what's happening to them than I did when I was young. And then in my mind, I'm thinking, if you had walked in my shoes and see exactly what had happened to me, but then when I look at them, I'm saying all the things that our people fought for, we getting some of those things, but they can't see that. They didn't see the struggle from back then to now. All they see is their struggle now. You know, so in terms of what can I tell a youth, it's just that it's important for me to be able to share the total in-depth of what life was like for me, but I never gave up. You know, no matter what the circumstances were, I never gave up because I realized that I wanted to live, I wanted to succeed, and I wanted to enjoy life in a way that I never did before. And I realized there had to be a lot of things I had to do to change it. You know, so then I have a video that I show the kids when I go and speak to them. And I'm working on another video that I went back into a prison and took video of all the cell that I slept in. I was able to go back into that cell and sit on the bunk.
How did that feel?
It was emotional. It was very emotional. But after I left that prison that day, I left all that there. I didn't have to deal with that anymore because I escaped. I was able to survive.
Right. I think it goes back to your original point of the song, that love overcomes everything.
Yes.
And I think if you hate yourself, then you're going to hate your brother, right?
Everything around you.
And I think that if we make it a safe space for young men to be loved and be hugged and can cry.
Right.
And can, just be human. They can question certain things, right? Like black men can't question anything. Like girls, I feel like black women, 75% of us go through this phase because I'm gay. So all my straight friends when we were younger, they all kissed the girl, like just to try and figure it out. They might have said, "Oh, no, that shit ain't for me."
Right.
They might have played around. They might still play around, but they know that they're straight now. Whatever. There's no room for a black boy to figure out who he is in any capacity,
right.
sexually, anyway.
Right.
They have to be this certain way, right? And I think if we just let them know it's okay to just be whoever they are, because a lot of them are suppressing a lot of things that they think is wrong.
Exactly.
A lot of them are suppressing things. A lot of them are not fighters, but they feel like they have to be because everybody has to be, right?
And have a gun.
Right. So it has to be okay to show individuality, and it has to be okay to be hugged. It has to be okay to cry. It has to be okay to not be a fighter. It has to be okay to not be a virgin. Or to be a virgin if you're 17 years old. It's okay if you want to wait to have sex, but that's all that's frowned upon because black boys are supposed to be just one certain way.
Right.
And if we can kill that narrative and let everybody know it's okay to be individuals and loved, I think that, and it'll take a long time, and we will have to all start on a collective. Because people always say black people are not a monolith. We don't all think the same. That's true. But it's certain shit that we should all be on code with.
Exactly.
And that's loving our kids. That's loving our babies. And not just my kid, your kid.
The
all
community.
Of everybody.
Yeah.
Right. And I think if we just made it okay for them to just be whoever they want, it won't be this group messaging that they all got to be the same person. And that they all got to go out the same way.
You have so much that, but that's when you deal with the peer pressure.
Right.
But I think most of this derived from the way our system is set up in terms of if a guy go to prison, while he in prison, social service might go to his wife and say, and they still, when your husband come home, he can't live with you. He live with, we're going to cut the check off. And so it's all about the family. It's all about taking your kid and giving this kid a sense of direction, a sense of belonging, a sense of love. And the father is not there to provide that information.
Right.
Because a lot of times people say a mother can't raise a boy. That's a lie. Because you got so many young men out there playing football and getting a lot of money. The only person was around was their mother.
That's true.
You can take Shaq.
That's true.
You could say, a lot of different football. But so the thing is about providing them with enough information to help give them an identity to identify who they are as a black.
My son can go in any crowd. My son can go in a white crowd, fit right in.
Right.
My son with the gay pride was chilling. He has a...
Because he know who he is.
Right. He has a very high tolerance of people. He can deal diverse. He's very...
Right.
And you would never know that he has any struggles or anything. And he was basically saying, you took me out of that box of feeling like I had to be or had to act a certain way at all times. So I did understand that, and I thought it was a different outlook, and I appreciated it. But I said, I still believe that, your father should be around.
But see what I'm taking from what you just said, you allow him to express a lot of emotions, and you allow him to express the true feelings that he was experiencing, because you would listen to him.
Right. And he experienced a lot of stuff because of that, because he was young, right? He was always in these alternative schools and stuff. It was a lot of kids there that was trans, a lot of kids there that was gay. They may not have fit in and stuff like that. And he's not a rude, he's a very tolerant, like I said, he respects diversity.
Right.
So he doesn't come off like the rest of the kids where, oh, you gay, oh, I ain't talking to you, right? And what would happen was the kids would see that, oh, he's not mean to me. He's actually being nice to me.
Because that's the way you taught him.
But they're kids. So they're like, he must like me, right?
Or it became something else. Oh, okay.
Because they're children. They don't know how to interpret another child being nice to them.
That's an example. That's what it is. That's an example of what that kid is going through, because normally they get people all in their case and not trying to identify or respect who they were.
Right.
But
especially
him, it was
their peers.
Like, you are who you are. You cool with me.
Exactly.
So I don't care what you do.
Right. So he started running into some problems because the kids was like, oh, you must like me. So they started playing with him a little way and doing a little much. And I said, listen, I ain't tell you to accept all that.
But listen, your teaching and your love and your respect for him, you have to understand his foundation is derive from you respecting him and you listening to him and you don't judge him. You listen and accept him. And so I guess that's something that he just take back to other people.
Right.
Because what you would make it, the way you was making him feel, he was allowing other people to feel the same way when he was around, when they was around him.
Right.
So you taught him well.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, and then I had to, teach him about boundaries.
Exactly.
I said, I didn't
understand.
tell you. I said, so you're being nice to them, and they just confusing your niceness with, because they're not used to that. It's
Right,
not something that they see from people their age.
Exactly.
But I ain't tell you got to accept nobody putting their hands on you.
Yeah.
I ain't think you go have to do what you got to do.
Yeah. See, that's man talk. So you broke it down to him the other way. You said you giving a man talk now. Do what you got to do.
Yeah,
The circumstances call. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Hopefully we can.
Yeah,
get
well,
him
obviously you're doing a
He
good
was the
job.
one that was on stage with me at the show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So he was probably about 13 or 14 at that show.
Yeah, because that was about two or 3 years ago since I've been up here. Yeah, yeah. That's good though.
Yeah.
I like to meet him again. I'm gonna be coming back up because I think Furry said he gonna be doing some other stuff. I said keep me in the loop.
Yeah, man, you part of the DJC family now.
Yes, keep me in the loop,
you know what I
man.
mean?
Yeah, keep me in the loop. I'm ready to roll.
Blood in, blood out, baby.
Now
Ain't no
this
getting
other
out of
song
this.
I got called "In This Together," and I'm working on that. And I'm gonna get Fur to send me your phone number because I'll just tell him and I'll send you a copy of it.
Cool.
And it's a song I put together. The first song I wrote when I came home in 2002. I've been home actually 20 years this year.
Congratulations.
Yeah, and so so I'm just doing what I enjoy doing, and because I know Fury and the projects that he's working on relates to everything I'm basically about, and because I was telling him today. I say, Fury, this is not about me. This is about trying to open the door for a lot of guys who hasn't had the opportunity to express themselves the way. That's what's important. I just want to make a contribution to good things.
Right.
Because the foundation that you're going to establish, it's like when you're gone, everything is going to be still running. Kill Jim Crow is going to still be running.
Right.
And we have to get these young people or adults to understand, look, everybody do their part.
Right.
We're going to keep this rolling. We're going to get this word. We're going to get this message out because, like the brother was saying, just because you're in prison doesn't define who you are.
Right.
You more than that. And you have to let people know, I am a human being. I'm capable of loving. I'm capable of sharing love. And because I went through an ordeal, don't define me as that person for the rest of my life.
Right.
But at the same time, you have to prove to them or prove to yourself that this is who I am. And you have to prove that through your actions and deeds,
And that's why this album is so iconic.
Yeah.
Because every one of you served over 20 years in prison and are out here and thriving and have your own story to deliver back.
Right.
And in representation for long-termers and lifers that, we out here. Like every you do what you do. Miss Naomi works for Lieutenant Governor.
Right.
Maxwell, he is a legend, a Grammy nominated producer. You know what I mean? Like everyone kind of is cemented in their own legacy at this point. Yeah. So for it all to
Maxwell was at the show.
Yes.
Oh,
yes. Maxwell was at the show.
I remember him running around that night. Yeah, I kept saying, wait a minute, that dude's face. And I heard it, and then because you said the Grammy, because I remember when we was there, we was talking about him being.
Yeah, that's the bar when he said, "Hey Madonna, give me my Grammy."
Yeah,
and what he's saying is very true. Madonna, give me my Grammy from '92. I was serving life trying to dodge the shoe. I produced a few albums for the Lifers Group. Even that is amazing, right?
Yeah.
That a person could be serving life, literally, because he was going through a lot in production of that. Of course, there's a lot of men. There's a lot of people want to be involved. There's a lot of people to navigate and work with. So, you're trying to dodge the fucking hole every day, producing an album that wound up getting nominated for a Grammy. You know what I mean? It's just iconic shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like to have everyone on this one record and, put it together. It just seemed like it's just something that's cemented in history forever.
It was meant to be.
Yeah, man.
I hope we do another one.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I'm ready. I got a couple other songs I'm ready to do. In terms of I'm always keep, kill Jim Crow in my mind. So when I do right,
die Jim Crow.
I mean, I'm sorry, I keep saying kill.
I mean, we want to kill him.
And I told my girl, I said the organization is called Kill Jim Crow. She said kill Jim Crow, but it's die Jim Crow. So the thing is that it's a pleasure to participate in things that you see going in a certain direction.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to be a part of those things, and you know, not that you feel as though you don't want to be recognized, because I don't care about that. If I can make a contribution that can change things,
right,
then I'm there.
You're already a part of it because you are the people who we want to magnify, right? Like me, I am the person that needs to be magnified.
Right.
I'm a returning citizen. I'm an artist, and this is what I do. The same for you, right? So we both are the makings of an organization like this.
Yeah.
So it's only right for you to be a part, and you fit right in.
I'm glad.
And you're super fucking talented and amazing. And thank you very much for
It's always my pleasure. It's my pleasure.
Yeah, I appreciate it, and I'm glad that we got a chance to sit and
hang
kick
out
it.
A little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
We gotta hang out under different circumstances.
Yeah. We gonna like that. We gonna like that. Yeah.
But I'm talking. I just want to hang out. Just go to dinner. Just to rap.
Right.
Just to talk.
Right.
Because when you have somebody that been there and know that, it just relaxes you, because you don't have to explain things. You don't have to, so because it's already there. You don't experience it. All you can do is just enhance what I'm saying. Not like people will doubt me, but if you there and you share your experience, then it'll hit home to everybody.
Right.
And that's basically what we're trying to do now.
And create.
Yeah.
Create.
Yeah. I want to work with you. I got to hook up a song for us.
Yes,
man.
yes. I'll send you some beats or something over. We can do something.
Do that, because I'm gonna write all my information down for you.
Right.
Okay.
All right.